Welcome back to Sean's show, everybody. Make some noise. We got George in the house. Hello, hello. I'm so excited to be here with you. We have an incredible show for you today. Thank you very much for joining. Our top story today, everyone's talking about it. The shrimp have gotten an upgrade. Ladies and gentlemen, I don't know if you know, I'm a huge shrimp eater, and I am delighted to report that the shrimp is now radioactive. The frozen shrimp sold at Walmart's nationwide, probably, we don't know where, is now radioactive. And now you might be wondering, why are they manufacturing shrimp products? How could this be? How could this be that the shrimp are even near any radioactive materials? How is that even possible? People are wondering about this. Now, I need you to I'm here to remind all of you that Walmart is not the business that you think it is. Walmart actually creates nuclear weapons. So that is the reason that the shrimp is now radioactive. Walmart, you may not know, I'm kind of actually being a whistleblower right now. Walmart has expanded its business and it has expanded its portfolio beyond grocery stores and logistics, right? Walmart is now in the business of manufacturing nuclear weapons for the United States and our many allies. Now, that is the reason that the shrimp are now doused in radiation. The shrimp in America have become irradiated. Now, I wish I had the forethought to do this, but so this is now a cooking show. This is Sean's show, cooking edition. If you want to prepare frozen shrimp from Walmart, this first step, here's the thing. If you want to prepare shrimp from Walmart, the first thing you have to do, get yourself a Geiger meter. And what that does is that's going to test how many rads you have in your shrimp. Now, if the shrimp is over a certain radiation level, then you're actually going to want to cook it out for longer. You want to let that, maybe you want to add some seasonings. You want to let that radiation cook into the shrimp. I actually prefer my shrimp to be radiated because I want cancer. I want this life to end so deeply, and I'm so sad. But let's take a look. I don't even know how this happened. I don't know how this fucking happened. But we're gonna learn. We're gonna learn today. Let's dive into the deets here. So let's take a look. Walmart has recalled frozen raw shrimp sold in 13 states because federal health officials say it could have potential radioactive contamination. That's never a phrase that I thought I would say, but here we are. The U.S. FDA, wait, we still have an FDA? I thought that was gone. See, that's the thing. I thought this is what happens. And again, guys, I want you to know I'm as capitalist as they come, okay? I was the first guy to vote for the obliteration of the FDA. Wow, the FDA was not defunded. My bad. I got fact checked. Wow. That's the AI overview though, which is owned by the oligarchs. So we don't know. Trump administration proposes cutting FDA budget by 5.5%. Okay, so we still have an FDA. My bad, my mistake. The FDA. Now, Peter Thiel wants to live in a world where there's no FDA. Peter Thiel wants to live in a world where you don't have an FDA. You have a series of government contractors that oversee food and drug regulation. That's what he wants, right? Because it means he pays less taxes. And what happens, the world that we're drifting towards is a world where we're drifting towards this techno-libertarian fascist environment where, if you want, you can cut. This is, I'm not this like super pro, regulation. I think regulations are necessary and they're very important. We don't need, but there obviously could be a situation where regulations are too much. And this is a great example of where I think we are over-regulating the shrimp industry. We need less regulation. We need the free market. Here's the thing. Here's how capitalists would like you to respond to this story. They see that the shrimp. Here's the crazy thing about being a Peter Thiel libertarian is that when you read a story about radioactive shrimp, Peter Thiel will look at you as he's eating quinoa or drinking blood. Who knows? And he'll look at you and he'll be like, well, obviously, the free market will respond to that. Obviously, the free market will, will cause those businesses that offer radioactive shrimp to fail. So it actually makes a lot of sense. And if you just allow the consumer to buy the shrimp maybe we find that consumers actually want to buy shrimp that's been irradiated. Maybe we find that irradiated shrimp actually has health benefits. I eat irradiated shrimp every morning, and I feel great. Okay, so here we go. If you have recently purchased raw frozen shrimp from Walmart that matches this description, throw it away, FDA officials said in a statement. The risk from the recalled shrimp is quite low, said Donald Schaefer, a food safety expert at Rutgers University and shareholder at Walmart. A food safety expert has said the recalled shrimp risk is low. Now, let's take a look at what's in the shrimp. Let's keep going. What's in the shrimp? So apparently the shrimp risk is low, but let's see what's in the shrimp. Cesium-137 is a byproduct of nuclear reactions, including nuclear bombs, testing, reactor operations, and accidents. It's widespread around the world with trace amounts found in the environment, including food, soil, and air. Wow. So I guess we're all being exposed to cesium-137 and we didn't even realize it. Now, here's the thing. This is the radioactive shrimp story with Walmart. It's enough. This is enough evidence for us. We need to send our troops into Walmart. Okay? We don't know if Walmart is developing a nuclear weapon. We don't know if Walmart is developing a nuclear weapon. And in order to make sure that Walmart doesn't get to the point where they're capable of manufacturing weapons of mass destruction, I say we send every young, capable, able-bodied man under the age of 25 into Walmart, okay? And we need to get into Walmart, okay? We need to deploy. I'm launching a war on Walmart, okay? We are launching a war on terror. This is a terrorist entity. Walmart, as we all know, is a terrorist entity. They are spreading globally. The Walmart tentacles are spreading their claws in all aspects of our society. And as a God-fearing Republican man, I will stop terror in its tracks. I'm launching War on Terror 2.0, the radioactive shrimp boogaloo. The shrimp, I will not allow Walmart to manufacture a nuclear weapon. Walmart, now why? Truly, why? Why? Where and why? My questions are where and why. Where in the process of catching and freezing shrimp could cesium-137 contamination have happened? The FDA is investigating reports of cesium-137 contamination in shipping containers and products processed by PT Bahari Makmur Sejati, doing business as BMS Foods of Indonesia? U.S. Customs and Border Protection officials alerted the FDA that they found cesium-137 in shipping containers sent to U.S. ports in LA, Houston, Miami, and Georgia. So an Indonesian shrimp company somehow was shipping this shrimp, and somehow that it. Let's keep going. I mean, I don't know I have no idea where this is going to go, but I'm excited. This is good. FDA officials collected several product samples and detected contamination in one sample of frozen breaded. Oh, it's breaded. I love breaded shrimp. By the way, I love shrimp. I'm a big shrimp guy. I have cancer now. This podcast has been contaminated with cesium-137. The shipping containers and products were denied entry into the U.S. And that's it. Oh, and that's it? That's the whole article. Oh, wait. Okay, here we go. However, the FDA then learned that Walmart had received potentially affected products imported after the first detection from shipments that did not trigger contamination alerts. Okay, so it got in. The shrimp is in. Let's keep going down. I mean, I want to know where the rate. Okay, and we close with this. Here's what the FDA says. Consumers should discard the products or return them to any Walmart store for a refund. So they're telling you to refund and return the shrimp? What are they going to do? If you buy radioactive shrimp, I want you to use it to make a bomb. I want you to use, when I heard this story, I rushed to Walmart and I bought up their entire stock of shrimp, okay? Because I am making a shrimp nuclear reactor, okay? This podcast is going to be fully funded and energized by a shrimp-based radioactive. You know, humanity truly is, we are so lost. I really don't think I think it's over for us. I think it's over. So many things could catalyze into war or I mean, like, it really is a fucking miracle that we haven't already gone extinct. Like, it's truly a miracle how we meddle and we meddle and we test the limits and we play God and truly the hubris of humanity will be our downfall. And the sad thing is it's probably not even going to be World War III. It's just going to be like, we found out that there's uranium in the water supply, and it causes like a mass casualty event. It's not even going to be, we're not even going to get nuked by Iran and we all die. It's going to be some bullshit. It always is some bullshit, isn't it? Isn't it like COVID? It's always just some bullshit. Like which COVID was bad, but it wasn't the bubonic plague. Like it's just everything in the world is so like diluted and like not fun. Like a bubonic plague would have been like, okay, like let's fucking go. Like I'm getting an assault rifle, like let's go. But it's always just some bullshit. Radioactive shrimp. I mean, it's. Does it taste better? Is my question. Is it good? Like, should we get a stir fry? Should we get a little stir fry going with some shrimp? I want a shrimp cocktail. I would love to have seen people doing like a game night at their home, and they got the shrimp, and they're making the shrimp cocktails, and they're playing like Monopoly or Scrabble, and they're like doing the shrimp cocktails, and then they wake up to these reports that they just ingested cesium-137 in their blood. I guess the risk is low. I'd really it's just existence is pain. And Walmart won't see, and that's how it always ends, right? Is like, okay, that's how it ends. Okay. So the FDA is like, hey man, like Walmart's basically like, hey guys, like we really like fucked up. Like our it's just like we got these guys in Indonesia and they're like, making a nuke, and the nuclear facility spilled into the fishing area where they get the shrimp, and it's really not our fault. And yeah, we sold it to you. And yeah, we made money off of you. And no, we're not going to accept your refund. Walmart is not accepting the refund, by the way. If you go to Walmart with a bag of radioactive, that's the fucking nightmare that we live in, is that the FDA is telling you that, like, they found the radioactive shrimp, and what is your recourse? What is your recourse as a shrimp victim? What is your recourse as a radioactive shrimp victim? They're telling you to go to Walmart and return. Also, it's frozen. So what are you going to do? Take it out of the freezer? Like, that's actually what they recommended. The FDA recommended that you take they want you to touch it. They want you to expose yourself further. What is going on? Like, they should say throw it away. They want you to return the radioactive shrimp so that Walmart can sell it back to you, so that Walmart can take it and be like, oh, hey, thanks, we'll throw this out, wink. And then they're going to be like, yeah, you're good. We solved the problem. So go out and get some shrimp. I guess this will be a retail heavy episode because another good story. They're also selling radioactive. You know what else is radioactive? Target. Everyone loves it. They call it Target. Target has fired its CEO. Now, I love it when bad things happen to CEOs. You guys know me. I love it when bad things happen to CEOs. Target is stepping down as customers turn away. So he's stepping down, but we all know what happened. He got exposed to the cesium-137. The Target CEO was exposed to cesium-137 after cooking up a shrimp stir fry, and he became mad. The radiation actually made him go insane, and that's why that's why Target's not doing great. So this is from CNN, the Communist News Network, as it's so fondly called, the Chinese News Network. I mean, again, it's from CNN. What does it even stand for? Commercial News Net? I don't even know. Target CEO Brian Cornell is stepping down after 11 years at the retailer as the company faces slumping sales and backlash to its retreat on DEI. Cornell's departure was widely expected. Some industry analysts believe Target should bring in an outside voice to lead the company, but it opted for an internal candidate. Cornell will be replaced on February 1st, 2026 by Michael Fiddlediddle. Fiddle-like? Whatever. Some white guy named Michael. Target's current COO. He started as an intern at Target and has been at the company for 20 years. Whatever. So, Target basically did a 180. Because if you went to Target 3 years ago, it was like going into a gay bar, which I love. No, that's not. There was like, and here's the crazy thing about it. 3 years ago, you go into a Target, it wasn't like the media and like so many people, this is what happens. This is just like when people talk about how dangerous New York City is and how dangerous the subway is. People that have never traveled and like, they never go to cities and they're agoraphobic. A lot of the media is just taking advantage of people that are agoraphobic. It's telling people, like older people that are shut-ins, they're empty nesters, and they just get pumped with these media stories that's like shooting in Brooklyn. There was a shooting in Brooklyn that killed 3 people. But it's bad. They see these stories stabbing in the subway. This guy got pushed onto the subway. All of these stories that are used to stoke fear in their hearts, and they never witness anything with their own eyes, that they just think that the whole world is dangerous. And the same is true for Target. Now, the same is true when 3 years ago, Target had, the outrage over Target was crazy. Remember that? Remember when Target had 5 square feet where it had like one pride flag and it was like, you know, I don't even know what the campaign was. It's like so unmemorable. Like they sold like, it's not like they were selling leather onesies. Like that's how they want you to, that's how they want to paint it. It's like, can you believe Target is like on board with all this gay shit? They were selling chokers and leather onesies and dildos for kids. It's like, that's not what they were doing. Target was not selling, like little baby onesies that said, I like to fuck guys. Like it was not that, like, but that's how they want you to frame it. And but leave it to boardrooms to make the stupidest fucking decisions ever. The Target boardroom was like, we're getting a lot of backlash for, marketing to gay people. What's the solution? Well, let's just fire all of our black employees. That was kind of like the vibe. This is not what actually happened, but what the vibe of what happened is, this is like the narrative that this is what Target's when going on with Target. One of my favorite retailers, by the way, like abstracting from all of this, I do like the Target experience. Okay, especially now because it's like a shit show. Like if you go into a Target now, it's just like a guy shooting fentanyl, and the belts are cheap. I bought a belt for $10, so I'm glad. I like it when things go to shit because it becomes cheaper. And it becomes indie. See, here's the thing. This is why you listen to Sean's show. I'm always ahead of the curve. If you want to be the hot commodity in your neighborhood, if you want to be the cool like guy that's like, damn, he's always ahead of the curve. Like, how does he do it? I want you to start shopping at Target now. What I want you to do now that the heat and the hate is on Target, now is the time to triple down on your Target experience, okay? Because it's a shit show, you can get some great deals. Okay, right now at Target. But that's what happened to Target is they like had a little tiny, okay, it wasn't little and tiny, but they had a campaign where they marketed to gay people, and there was so much backlash from Christianity, the Christians, the Christian whites, and the Catholics, and the Jews, and the Muslims. The whole religious world in America had such a backlash against this campaign that the boardroom panicked, and they said, now what we're going to do is we're going to become neo-Nazis. Now we're going to, ladies and gentlemen, the pride flag at Target is out and the Nazi flag is in. They fired all of their black employees. They're inviting JD Vance. They're welcoming JD Vance into the store. And that's what happens when businesses play politics. Walmart is smart. You know what Walmart does that Target doesn't do? Walmart sells radioactive shrimp. And that is I like innovation. Target has been doing I don't like this political positioning and we're gonna have a take. You know what we're gonna do as a retailer, as a place where you go and buy overpriced shit that's made in China. Not only are we gonna do that, we're also gonna have a take. That's what I love. As a guy with a business and a take, I love it when a business has a take. I like Walmart because Walmart is on. Here's the difference between Target and Walmart. Walmart is honest about who it is. Walmart is there to move into your neighborhood, undercut the prices at all of the local businesses until they go out of business, and then they hire all of the owners of those businesses that are now on meth, and then hire them to work at their store and create a food desert where the only food in a 10-mile radius is Walmart, and the bus only stops at Walmart. The bus, the public transportation, they make the whole city centered around Walmart, and they extract value, and then they jack up the prices. We all know their playbook. I respect Walmart because they're honest. They are bad, and they know it. And when they sell radioactive When Walmart sells radioactive shrimp, they do not apologize. They do not acknowledge it. You will eat your radioactive shrimp like a good little boy. You knew what you knew what this was. That's what I've told all my girlfriends. I go, you knew what this was. Don't throw it. Don't throw that shit on me. You knew what I was and who I am. That's what Walmart is, like a toxic ex. Walmart is like, you're like, Walmart, how could you sell me radioactive shrimp? And Walmart's like, who do you think we are? Who the fuck do you think we are? We're not, hey, let's sing Kumbaya and go shrimp fishing together. We are here to sell you shrimp from Indonesia that has cesium-137 in it. And they piss on you. But I actually like that. I like honesty. Because what Target's doing is they're in this whipsaw. Here's the thing. When you're a business that just sells a product and you start to really lean into this media, political, industrial complex, and you get in the news in this way, this is not the kind of news you want to be involved in. When Target, they start whipsawing, and no matter what you do, you're going to be hated. Whether you have fake pseudo-progressive ads that market to gay people and pretend to stand for a cause when you're just a multinational conglomerate, you're going to get hate for that. Or you say that you're scaling back your DEI initiatives, what does that even mean? What does that even mean? You're also going to get backlash for that. So guess what? Now you're fucked either way. Meanwhile, Walmart is raking it in, selling radioactive shrimp to poor people. And that is good. We live in a good country. Those are your options. Your options are the nameless, faceless corporation that exists to fucking pound you in the fucking ass and feed radioactive food to your babies and infants and children, or the political retailer that pretends to care about you and is effectively now like, Target is like the Joe Rogan of retailers now. Target has become the Joe Rogan of retailers because every year Target has like a new identity. Target has a new identity every year. Last year, 2 years ago, it was like, hey, we're an ally. We stand behind the LGBTQ cause. We are an ally. And, and this year, now they're selling like Black Rifle coffee. I really, it cannot be understated how much I detest a political facing consumer product. It makes me want to blow my fucking head off. When I go into a gas station and I see like Black Rifle coffee, or I'm going to be fair on the other side, Two Dick Coffee Company. Two Dicks Coffee. That's not a real, I made that up. I would buy that one. No, I'm kidding. But it's like I don't know what would that like. You know what? And here's the next evolution of that. It's gonna be like iced coffee with ice. It's gonna be I.C.E. coffee. It's gonna be like a coffee brand, and half the profits go to ice. Are you tired of immigrants coming to this country and delivering you food? Go to ICE, buy ICE coffee. Hi, I'm Sean Riley. Half our profits go to financing and funding ICE operations nationwide. ICE coffee. That's those brands exist, and they're exhausting. They're exhausting. Black Rifle Coffee Company. It's like, and it's like stolen valor. They pretend to be like veterans. I guess the founder's a veteran. But everything like that is like, that is how you know our country is like rapidly deteriorating. Because instead of focusing on the content, I sound like MLK, of the character, instead of focusing on the content of the product, which is what I think should be marketed. Okay? I quit coffee recently. Inshallah, I will never drink another cup. Inshallah. Now, but when I go and I shop for coffee, I drink premium coffee. I'm drinking Italy. You don't even know what that is. That's how you know it's good. I'm drinking espresso that costs more than your fucking rent. Well, you're homeless, but I'm drinking very expensive coffee. But it's marketed based on the content and the quality of the product, okay? And that's why I like it. It's smooth. It's quality. It's a disciplined product that I can tell has been a lot of thought has been put into the product. Black Rifle Coffee Company is watered down, sugary, milky, washed up bullshit, soapy piss. And why? But how do they market it? They go, hey, do you love America? You better buy Black Rifle Coffee Company. You better buy some Black Rifle coffee. You better buy. Do you shoot guns? Are you a closeted homosexual? Black Rifle Coffee is a coffee for you. Are you a trucker? Are you tired of all this woke shit? Aren't you tired of all this woke shit in our country? Why can't we just run businesses? Why can't I just hire immigrants to run my business without the government getting involved? I just want to hire some illegal immigrants and build some homes. Why does the government get involved? It's absurd. And that's how you know our country is deteriorating. I'm sorry, is that we have coffee brands. Everything is political. Everything has become politicized. Here's what's very scary right now, you guys, and this is some real shit. Apolitical, sociopathic CEOs are manipulating your mind and playing on your fears and your hopes and your dreams and selling you slop. I'm going to call it political slop. Polislop. Politislop. Political slop consumer products like coffee, and they're going to expand because it's been very successful. Coffee, Black Rifle Coffee Company. Chick-fil-A. They hate cows. They kill cows. I don't know. They also hate the gays. These companies, they don't even have a good product. All they do is they know these people are smart. You got to give it to them that they're smart. They know that there's so much division in this country and there's money to be made in the division of the country. They know that you are afraid of the other guy. You are afraid of the rural farmer, or vice versa. You're afraid of the big city guy. And they will sell you a product that panders. It's pandering. They're just pandering to you. They will sell you a product that panders to your political values. While they make all that money and donate to the opposing political candidate if it benefits them financially. They do not give a fuck. They do not. If you think that someone who makes a political coffee brand gives a fucking rat's ass about politics, you need to subscribe to the Sean Show Patreon, because you are the type of person I want listening to my show, because I don't have any new content on there. And you're stupid enough that, all right, don't click away. I love you. I like making fun of my listeners, which are few and far between. Let's read more about this Target article. I want to see what's the goings-ons. Okay. A year later, activists and consumers on the right attacked Target on social media for its LGBTQ-themed merchandise during Pride Month. Target employees faced threats over such items, such as bathing suits designed for transgender people, and the company removed them from stores. Misinformation spread on social media that the swimsuits were marketed to children, which they were not. The backlash led to a drop in sales and lawsuits from Republican-aligned media groups. Okay. So they had some swimsuits marketed to transgender people, and they flipped and said, hey, not only are we discontinuing our line, and you know what's so funny is, so Target sells swimsuits to transgender people. They market swimsuits to transgender people. And then the Republican-backed groups sue Target. All Target is doing is making an expression and a statement on the free market. I thought the Republicans loved free markets. I thought Republicans were the people that wanted the free market to endure. And the backbone of our country is free market, no holds barred capitalism. But suddenly it's only free markets when it's convenient for them. That's what it is. It's Black Rifle Coffee Company. It's Black Rifle Coffee Company, but not transgender swimsuits. How about, what if we met in the middle? I'm a guy that likes to compromise. What if we did Black Rifle transgender swimsuits? How about we meet in the middle? Guys, we are all American, and we have one thing in common, which is that we're all fucktards and we're scared. We are a bunch of scared, fucktard human beings, and the solution is always there if you just look for it. And the solution to this is Target needs to meet in the middle, and I want to see some transgender swimsuits that are like, come and take it. I want to see a transgender swimsuit, right? With like, breast rooms for breasts and a bulge, and that's what it is. And also it says come to this country legally or not at all. Like, that's what I want to see. I want to see what that would do. If Target, hire me as the new, fire this fucking guy. I know he's been at the company for 20 years. I will be a better CEO for Target. I will make products and push out products that resonate with young people. I will make products that resonate. I will make brain rot swimsuits. I will make swimsuits with Squidward tentacles on them. I will make swimsuits with Nick Fuentes on a cross. I will make swimsuits with the JD Vance meme with his face all puffy. Come on. How about a swimsuit, a transgender swimsuit with JD Vance's puffy face? Like, this shit is really not that hard. But the thing is, everyone wants to play it safe. No one wants to take any risk. And that's why you get these whipsawing delusions. And like, see, that's the thing is, no one wants to do anything until the criticism becomes too large to ignore, at which point they do a 180. And you don't need to do a 180. You need to do first of all, you shouldn't have even done a angle in the first place. But once you have an angle, you can't do a 180 on that angle, because now it's like you believe in nothing. Now, see, that's why Target's fucked. Target is fucked because they started as an LGBTQ ally, and they did a 180 to being, January 6th people. Now, first they marketed to gay people. Now they're marketing to the Jan 6 people. They're selling gas masks. Now Target is like, okay, fuck all that gay shit. Let's sell gas masks to QAnon. Like, what? No. But the Target boardroom is a bunch of mediocre white guys that are all divorced, snorting Adderall in the bathroom at the Target HQ, and they're like, okay, fuck all that gay shit. What if we sold gas masks? How about gas masks? What if we sold bump stocks to Oklahomans? Let's sell bump stocks. Let's sell bump stocks and gun bags. Fuck all that shit. Okay, new plan. Fire all of the minorities. We sell bump stocks and Black Rifle coffee. Let's keep going down. The company has been able to navigate tariffs so far and will continue to raise prices as a last resort. Great. Target has changed some of its merchandise selection to mitigate the impact of tariffs. I want to know, was there a tariff on the radioactive shrimp? Was there a tariff on the shrimp? And that's what people don't know about tariffs, is the cost will always come. The cost is always passed on to the consumer. You know, I want to go on a little tangent here on tariffs. Something that I think is crazy about tariffs. And again, I'm not going to pretend to know how they work. And don't you here? Can we agree on this before I talk about tariffs? I won't pretend to know how they work if you don't pretend to know how they work. It goes both ways, okay? So don't listen and watch this thinking, oh, Sean's such a fucking dumbass. How does he not know how tariffs work? Okay, you know what? If you're so smart, why don't you have you taken microeconomics 3 at a university? Have you taken advanced microeconomics? Have you taken advanced international microeconomics part 3? Then shut the fuck up. You don't know about them either, okay? That's what I want to say first. Something people always say about tariffs, like it's almost like a law. It's like a law. They go, well, everyone knows if you raise tariffs, the cost will be passed on to the consumer. Can I get some reverb on that? Let's see if we can get some reverb. Well, no rush. I put George on the spot. Check, check, check. We can experiment with the sounds. You don't need to get it right in the first try. Check, check. But check, check.
Check.
Ooh, I like that one. Is that reverb? Let's do monster. Let's do.
I actually love this. We should fucking. This is kind of some reverb. Okay. If you raise tariffs, the cost will be passed on to the consumer.
If you raise, that was great. That's what they say. That's what these demons say. Wow, look, I'm an artist, guys. We're really up here experimenting. That's what they say. They go, there's Satan. It's like Satan. Wow, I really like that voice. We got to play more with that voice somehow. But that's what they say. Like it's a decree from Christ. They say the tariffs will be passed on to the consumer as if it's a decree from Jesus Christ on the Mount of Zion? I think it's Zion. And it's like, okay, why? Okay, why? And the reason is not what you think. The reason that the cost of a tariff is passed on to the consumer is because it's because of Israel. That's okay. Now that was stupid. I didn't have a joke for that. I just, it's idiotic that that's how it is. So like, I don't like that the consumer is always the one that gets fucked. You know, and that's always not true. That's not always true either. Some of the businesses absorbed the cost and they didn't raise their prices. Now, as I understand it, a tariff is an import tax. Now, who gets taxed? Not the international business selling into America. It's the company. It would be Walmart or Target that pays a tariff, okay? So let's talk about radioactive shrimp tariffs. That is a hot button issue right now. Trump is taking over DC and ICE is deporting innocent people. More importantly, the radioactive shrimp tariffs are going up. This is a business show. There's a lot going on, but we are primarily a business show. The tariffs, Walmart paid an additional amount of money in tariffs. Now, where did they pay that money to? They paid it to the government, right? I think. And then the radioactive shrimp come in. The cost of your radioactive shrimp the tariff on your radioactive shrimp has been passed on to you. The bright side is if you return it, you get more money back. I don't know. So, I mean, that's it. We got Walmart. We got Target. Let's see what else I have on the docket here. I hope you're still listening. I hope you enjoy this show. If you do like the show, subscribe on YouTube. Like the show on YouTube. I hate telling you guys this shit, but you know that's the only fucking way I'm gonna get you to do it. Review the show on Spotify, or I'll just kill myself. I'll kill myself. I will literally fucking kill myself if you don't give me a review. You can give me 1 star on Spotify. Just give me a review. Okay? That would be a fun thing to close on. Ice. Let's close on something silly. Trump. Let's close on the state of late night comedy. Let's do that. So, this is a little bit inside baseball. I know I'm a comedian, and I don't want this show to like turn into like, I don't want this show will not become like a comedy critic show. I'm not a comedy critic. I'm a comedian. I don't like to go after comedians that much. But I also want to say, wow, that's a crazy photo. If you're just listening, it's like all of the late night hosts in like red over like a red filter. Oh, it's like they're powerful. It's like I'm right. It's like they're the Avengers. I said that a few episodes ago. The liberal media is framing the podcast hosts as these Avengers that are going to avenge America. They will avenge America, and they are fighting against Trump. I'm Jimmy Fallon, and I'm going to fight against Trump from my penthouse on Madison Avenue. My name's Jimmy Fallon. I'm a bad boy. My name's Jimmy Fallon. I'm a bad boy. I'm on Madison Avenue, my penthouse, and I'm going to fight fascism. No! I'm eating a filet mignon at the best restaurants in Manhattan. But one thing I don't like, fascism. One thing about me and my rich friends don't like fascism. One thing about me, Jimmy Fallon, and Stephen Colbert, we hate the fascist overthrow, and we're punk rock. Hey, you're not helping. And again, I'm self-aware enough to say that I am not helping either. But you know what the difference is? I don't pretend to help. Don't pretend to help, you fucks. You rich fucks. Stop pretending to help Antifa. Here's an idea. Here's a crazy... And I got a lot of criticism on Instagram. I put out this clip making fun of Colbert. And a lot of people were like, well, what are you doing to fight fascism? That's not the point. The point is not that I'm fighting fascism. I'm here to entertain you and make you laugh. I didn't start a show with the thesis of ending fascism. I wish I had, but I'm a pussy. And I like money and I like fame. And I'm self-aware enough maybe if fighting fascism like goal number 2. Goal number 1 is to build an audience and sell ad space. But goal number 2, fight fascism. Now, Stephen Colbert, Jimmy Fallon, Jimmy Kimmel, Seth Meyers, John Oliver, I like you guys. I think that you've had great careers, okay? I want to frame this as like, hey, I'm giving you some light criticism as a friend. I'm a friend that doesn't care what you think of me, and I'm going to keep it real. You guys don't have anything in common with Antifa. You are not going to make a Molotov cocktail and throw it into a cop car. Stephen Colbert, Jimmy Fallon, if you actually wanted to fight fascism, why don't you make a couple Molotov cocktails and throw it into an ICE vehicle? Oh, you don't want to do that? Oh, that's too far? Oh, damaging property is too far. We need to do it peacefully. Sounds like you don't want to beat fascism. Because we all know the only way that this is going to change is violent revolution. In my opinion. That's just my opinion. I'm not advocating for violence either. Okay? I'm not saying that you should go get a Molotov cocktail and throw it into an ICE vehicle yet. Because it's not convenient. The time will come. I am CIA, by the way. Do not think that I'm on your side, Antif. If you reach out to me and you're like, Sean's one of us, I'm like, I'm back channeling with the CIA. Like, if you message me and you're like, hell yeah, Sean's Antifa, I'm gonna be like, no, I'm Mossad. I'm sorry. It's like The Departed. Have you seen The Departed, George?
I just watched that actually.
Really?
Pretty recently.
Love the people don't know this movie. It's so good. The greatest scene in the Departed is like actually that's actually a great comparison for what's happening with the late night hosts. Is if you have not seen The Departed is about a criminal organization where there's a rat. There's a little annoying rat. That's actually in the movie. He goes, "There's this rat in my organization. He's backstabbing me. We gotta find this fucking rat." Right? And so the movie progresses. Spoiler alert. Okay, I forget who the actors are. But Jack Nicholson. So Jack Nicholson, I love this movie. It is a boy movie, but I fucking love this movie. Jack Nicholson plays this head crime boss. He's so fucking badass. And people are like, and his underlings are like, "I'm just trying to get like you, Jack Nicholson." And he's like smoking. He's like, "Oh, you want to be like me? A lot of people had to die for me to be me." So fucking cool. But at the end of the movie, it turns out that Jack Nicholson is the rat. So he's looking for the rat in his organization, and at the end of the movie, the cops swarm on them when they're doing a drug deal, okay? And you know what happens? One of Jack Nicholson's main guys is like, "What happened? What happened?" And you know what? Jack Nicholson's shot, and he's in the dumpster, and he's like, "Of course I talked to the FBI." And that's what these late night hosts are. These late night hosts are Jack Nicholson from The Departed. They are pretending that they're on your side. But when the time comes to throw a Molotov cocktail into an ICE vehicle, and you're like, "Steven, here's your Molotov cocktail," they'll be like, "Of course I talked to ICE. I'm ICE. I am ICE." And you're just gonna be standing there with an extra Molotov cocktail, and they'll be like, "I thought you guys were on our side." Now let's read this article from The Wrap, which sounds very hip. Sounds very hip and trendy. Could we get the headline real quick? So let's take a look here. Late night comedy discovers the dangers of resistance under Trump 2.0. Rap magazine. Okay. Their jobs are on the line. Ladies and gentlemen, I have very scary news. Rich men might get fired. Ladies and gentlemen, I have really scary news. 5 rich white entertainers might get fired. 5 rich white entertainers that have $20 million at least are in danger of losing their jobs for giving softball jokes against Trump. Don't tell me you're fighting fascism when you also spend half of your show writing thank you notes to weather events. Have you seen Jimmy Fallon's thank you notes a bit? He goes, "Dear Hurricane Aaron, thank you for closing my kids' school day and making them stay home with me and I have to entertain them. Dear Trump, thank you for taking over DC because all of the restaurants were really bad and there was too much crime and I actually like what you're doing in DC." Like, that's what he wants to say. But they're not the Avengers. In Wes Craven's 1997 hit slasher Scream 2, what is this article? I love it when an article tries to be creative. We're a magazine. We're like indie and we're like cultured. Just talk about, let's see what the rap writers have to say about Scream 2. In Wes Craven's 1997 hit slasher Scream 2, a movie-obsessed character, they're also doing a movie metaphor. I didn't even read this. They're doing a movie metaphor. I did The Departed. They chose Scream 2. Scream 2, a movie-obsessed character spouts off the 3 rules of horror sequels. The body count is always bigger. Number 2, the death scenes are always much more elaborate. And number 3, never, under any circumstances, assume the killer is dead. These same rules apply to late-night comedy's approach to tackling Trump 2.0. Yuck. Just over 7 months in, Trump's threats have already spurred a flurry of corporate parents to ante up large sums of money to settle lawsuits many experts deem frivolous. Blah, blah, blah. Okay. When Trump was initially elected in 2016, late night comedy wasted no time finding humor throughout the first term in office. But how do you make him funny again? I want to hold space for this question because I think it's a very important question. Now, I'm sure that the rap doesn't talk about it in the same way I'm going to talk about this. The question is, how do you make Trump funny again? Well, the answer is you never made him funny the first time. Yes, maybe for the first month it was fun to joke about Trump, okay? But no one wants to hear about Trump incessantly on 8 different late night shows by 8 different white guys that all look the same and sound the same, making the same milquetoast, watered down, FCC appropriate bullshit. If you are doing FCC appropriate, boardroom approved Donald Trump monologue jokes, and you are also saying that you fight fascism, you need to get your fucking head looked at. You need to take some fucking drugs because you are not doing that. I'm not saying that these shows shouldn't exist. I think these shows should exist and they can do what they want. But like, let's just keep it fucking real. Can we keep it real? So Stephen Colbert's show got canceled. They talk about that. Let's keep going down a little bit. Let's to the Jon Stewart paragraph. Stewart went scorched earth. I mean, no, he didn't. Guys, no, he didn't. And I like Jon Stewart. No one is going scorched earth. Okay? You're on TV. You are like Sex in the City. That is like the vibe. Like that's how far you can take it. Okay? You are not doing pirate radio in Bushwick. You are not doing pirate radio in Austin or West Virginia. You do not have a cool radio indie setup and your own internet servers. Okay? You are doing FCC approved, lazy, dumb, uninspired, dispassionate, corporate monologue jokes. And it really upsets me that people are so supportive of these guys. And I hate to go back to this, but let's just remember what matters. What matters is that here's the thing. You know who's not eating radioactive shrimp? Jimmy Fallon. Jimmy Fallon wouldn't be caught dead eating a radioactive shrimp cocktail, okay? Jimmy Fallon is eating fresh shrimp. Jimmy Fallon probably kills the shrimp himself in his penthouse, okay? When Jimmy Fallon has a shrimp cocktail and the shrimp are alive, that's how sick this guy is. He eats live shrimp, okay? He likes them that fresh, which I respect. But is he fighting fascism? No. I don't care. Okay, you're going to do some more jokes on your show? Okay, I don't care. I don't care. And the people that are like the average, and you know what happens? The cost will be passed on to the consumer. The people that put their trust in these late night hosts to save America, you might as well call it a fucking day right now, okay? And go buy yourself some Black Rifle coffee, okay? Because these people are not on your side. And, this grandstanding is hilarious. It's hilarious. Let's see is there any other meat in this article. Let's get into the details. So this is kind of a wrap of what happened in the last couple weeks. Let's take a look. Let's keep going here. The dwindling. Okay. here's the thing. Late night is not late night anymore. This like YouTube is the new late night. So they go, the dwindling numbers come despite robust social and YouTube performances for many of these brands, but that reach doesn't make up for the traditional ad dollars lost. Intangibles like brand ambassadorship and viral moments have kept the shows afloat, and many continue to provide value to their corporate owners. Okay, that's my fucking point. Listen to that sentence. Listen to this sentence, and you tell me that Stephen Colbert is fighting fascism. Here we go. The dwindling numbers come despite robust social and YouTube performances for many of these brands, the late night brands, but that reach doesn't make up for the traditional ad dollars lost. Intangibles like brand ambassadorship and viral moments have kept the shows afloat and continue to provide value to their corporate owners. So they're owned by the real owners of America. Here's the thing. Late night is trying to fight politics, but they're owned by the people that own politics. The 1%. You thought I was going to be anti-Semitic there, and I wasn't. The 1% is actually mostly Christian white men, I think. I don't know. We'll get that statistic next week. Who cares? People love to talk about statistics here's the crazy thing. People love to talk about statistics when they want to be racist. You know? It's like they have a thesis of like the Jews run everything, and then they go and look for a statistic that supports that. And they're now, I don't encourage you to go look up those stats because they're troubling. Depending on the stats you look, but you're going to find stats that reinforce your bias. So, guys, that's our show. I hope you enjoyed. Don't click away. seanreillycomedy.com for my tour dates. I'm coming to Austin. I'm coming to Dallas. I'm going all over the world to do stand-up comedy. I hope to see you there. I thank you very deeply for being a listener to the show. We are a small indie show. We are a small business. We need your support. Do all this stuff. YouTube, Spotify, review, like, comment, share. Tell your friends about the show. Patreon, all that shit. I want to spin up the Patreon again, so we're going to get this new shit formalized very soon. I have some very exciting new updates that I can't share with you right now, but they're coming. So I hope you enjoyed, and that is it. Go get yourself some shrimp from a Walmart near you because I love you and I care about your health. I love you. Goodbye.